This video is sponsored by Dibbly Create. More about them later in the video. Nonfiction authors, we've got a problem. It's your book title. While you're doing a stellar job writing and publishing your books, most of you are missing the mark in a huge way. If you want to sell more books and grow your readership, then you shouldn't miss out on the prime real estate for enticing readers and increasing discoverability, your title. If I had a time machine, I would go back 10 years and tell myself this just doesn't cut it. No, I'm not talking about the horrible cover, and let's just ignore that I didn't include my middle initial to differentiate myself from another already established author named Dale Roberts. It's the title. While the title is okay, I lost one major opportunity or two by the words I chose within the title. Can you figure out what that is? Now pause the video, drop a comment, and come back. If you don't have an answer, then give me your best shot. Now, first off, the main title is okay and definitely sets expectations that the book is in fact something about health and wellness, or health and fitness, or health and happiness. Yeah. So after I had a little experience self-publishing, I upgraded my first book to this. Well, I went from a short, ambiguous title to a more passable and tasteful title. Leveraging the right words in your title comes down to a balance of artistic expression, keyword optimization, and brevity. While it is important you infuse some of your personality and cleverness into a title, it shouldn't be the only deciding factor. When readers are looking for a book, they don't know you. For however smart or witty or clever you think your title is, if someone can't determine what your book is at a quick glance, you're dead in the water. The next major factor to consider is keyword use. Using exactly what your customer searches will increase the likelihood of discoverability whether on Amazon or other online retailers. If you use Kindle Direct Publishing, you may already know you get 7 back-end keywords, but that's not the only spot you can slip a fresh set of keywords into. The title and subtitle are 2 more keyword slots. When you use specific keywords in your title, you won't have to use it again in your 7 back-end keyword slots. The subtitle in my updated first book had a few broad keywords in exercise, diet, and mindset, as well as the health and happiness part. If I had to do it over again, I would have gotten a bit more specific in my subtitle using more long-tail keywords like a diet and workout plan for beginners. I'd be tapping into a broad match keyword with diet plan and workout plan for beginners. Now here's a little tip. You win big if you can identify your exact audience in the title. For instance, I used beginners, but we could go with other types like for stay-at-home moms or for men over 55. The more precise you can be, the better. While I'm at it, let's give the original title a facelift. Instead of the 3 keys to greater health and happiness, I can shorten it to 3 keys to better health. The serves no real purpose and merely creates friction for browsing customers. Besides, most search engines would discard the in search queries. The main thing was I trimmed the fat and added yet another keyword in better health. By using about 1 to 3 keywords, you're increasing your likelihood of discoverability on Amazon and other online retailers, but you have to be tasteful about it. The last major factor is length. I know it seems incredibly appealing to stuff as many keywords into your title as possible. It doesn't really serve you any good. Yes, leverage keywords for better discoverability, but don't do it at the detriment of readability and relatability. For instance, have you ever seen those random products on Amazon like this pre-workout drink? What in the holy alphabet soup is going on here? Did they have a goldfish create the name of this product? Every few seconds, they felt the need to use pre-workout 4 different times with 1 spelling variation. It's redundant. Having 1 is good, but having 2 doesn't make it any better. Including it multiple times is a waste of valuable space, and there is no proof it drives more traffic. We could argue it's too much on the eyes and could be a turnoff for most folks. Nothing screams spammy like a crowded title. For instance, if your title truncates like this, or this, you're overstuffing your title. That's hardly readable, and I challenge any of these authors to remember the full title to their books. For Michael Smith, he nails it on the main title because it has a killer keyword that directly identifies the audience. But then he lost me at the subtitle. There's just way too much fat that needs to be trimmed. You be the judge. Strength Training Over 50, the only weight training workout book you will need to maintain or build your strength, muscle mass, energy, overall fitness, and stay healthy without living in the gym. Yeah, I had to take a deep breath after that one. That's not even fake. Good Lord, that is a lot. Here's an example of an overstuffed title at about 190 characters total by Walter Franklin Davis. Now, I love the title, but the subtitle might need a little trimming. He wasn't using keywords as much as creativity there. In fact, I could argue it'd read much better if it simply said the factor, how to become a more fluid, persuasive, engaging, and successful public speaker. It's still a little long, but it gets to the point and doesn't create as much friction for browsing customers. The rest of those details can fit into the book description. Now, based on the title and the first part of the subtitle, I clearly know what this is about. A great example of a tasteful nonfiction title is a book by Alan Dibb called The One-Page Marketing Plan. Get new customers, make more money, and stand out from the crowd. Now, Alan leveraged keywords, identified his target audience, and infused it with a little personality when closing it out with stand out from the crowd. Now, side note, if you use stand out from the herd, it might have been a great keyword choice, but I appreciate the title more the way he has it because the herd part doesn't seem like an endearing term. Now, real quick, I mean no harm by sharing these examples, so please do not harass or beat up these authors for the opinions I've shared in this video. Now, I'll leave links to these products so you can check them out and grab a copy of their books if you want to support the cause. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Let's look at a couple of ways to choose a title for your nonfiction book. When I'm putting together a title, I study successful books in my niche. I mind the words used, the audience addressed, and any other relevant points covered in the book. A few excellent rules to consider when choosing your title are: 1. Develop something that's uniquely you. 2. Do not duplicate somebody else's title. And 3. Come up with 3 title variations at the minimum. Again, I like to put something in the title that sits well with my gut, has a few keywords, and is as brief as possible. Remember, trim excess words. Avoid using another book's title. Sure, we could talk copyright and potential trademarks, but it's more about differentiating yourself from the other books. Piggybacking on somebody else's successful title is a scummy move, and if you're caught doing it, you could face scorn within the author community and potential litigation if the author takes umbrage to it. I'll come up with 3 variations of a title and poll my readers and peers. Though my gut serves me pretty well most times, I always appreciate getting outside perspectives. Now, researching books within your niche can be time-consuming and often hard to track. You could easily spend days coming up with the ideal title. Let's skip all that extra time and lean on AI for some assistance. Now, I've been talking about Dibbly Create for the past half year, and for good reason. If I had this tool back in 2014, I can't even begin to think about how much more I would have accomplished by now. And that's saying something, considering I've published over 50 titles since starting back then. Now, Dibbly Create is my preferred cloud-based word processing tool with the integrated AI assistant Kip. Draft your next book, track notes, leverage AI for research, outlines, and so much more. Today, we're going to use the title generator tool. You can follow along with me and see what you get on your end. Get a 7-day free trial of Dibbly Create's professional plan when you visit my affiliate link at dalelinks.com/DibblyCreate. All right, I'm on my Dibbly Create dashboard. I can access the title generator from a previous project, or I can start up a new project. The top right-hand corner, you're going to see Kip. Go ahead and left-click on him, and you're going to see the title generator. In the event that you want to see any of the previous output from any of the projects you've done previously, you can go ahead and left-click on this little clock feature, and you can access those at any time that you want to. All right, we're just going to go ahead and start it out from scratch. And we're selecting nonfiction, obviously. We're going to put in a brief description. Now, this one is going to be a hypothetical one. If you want to get more details about this particular output, I'm going to leave a link here right on the screen and inside the description down below, and you can jump into this project file to see the exact output that we get. So we're going to be doing this on this time management and productivity book. It's hypothetical again. Our audience, we're going to go ahead and put general adult. All right, we're going to go underneath books, business and money, skills, And we've got time management here. Now there's another option called custom search query. The very first one is based on categories over on Amazon. So the information they're going to provide you is based on what is trending right now. What is the best selling books within this particular niche? And it's going to spit out what makes the most sense. So we're going to go ahead, start with this option, and then we're going to try this again without the categories and a custom search query. So let's hit search. And I'm going to pause the video right now because it will take roughly a few minutes. They've done even more work for you beyond just title generation because they share with you top related keywords. Based on a research frequency list of keyword associated with the top selling books is the following: time management, goal setting, productivity hacks, personal growth, self-improvement, successful mindset, efficiency tips, work-life balance, mindfulness, priority management, motivation techniques, habit formation, performance optimization, focus strategies, and stress management. Now, the average price for a book was about $15.51. Now, bear in mind that is for print books, since that is the categories that we had selected there. All right, we're going to go a little further down here. Common topics and concepts. So you actually get a good idea of the topics that are usually covered and the concepts therein on that. So just go through that and see if it makes a lot of sense for what you are going to produce. Now it's going to spit out a few potential titles for your book. And in a lot of instances, it sometimes will give you subtitles in there as well. But fret not if you don't like those subtitles. They give you subtitles below that, potential subtitles. Now you will discover from time to time, and they're working on ironing this out over at Dibbly Create, that it is going to give you an entire title down inside these subtitles. So for instance, stories of success learned from founders, Olympians, and Nobel-winning scientists. It's underneath the subtitle. Again, they're fixing that. That's not a bad thing. It's giving you more options, and so it's pretty nice. So in the event that I want to save this, and of course, since I've spent tokens on this, I definitely want to save it. I'm going to save it to a note, or I can even copy and carry it over, but I'm going to save it to a note to make life easier. So we're going to go ahead and call this one time management and productivity. Now let's go ahead and explore this same thing, but we're going to use the different option this time. Nonfiction, we're going to drop that description in here. Again, we're going to say general adults, and we're going to go right to the custom search query, and it's going to gray out the category selection there. So it's an either or process. So now we're going to be focused on keywords that are going to be related to this book. And to me, I think the most logical thing is going to be saying time management and productivity. All right, let's hit the search and we'll be back in a split second. All right, we're back here again. You can see the tokens that were used, top related keywords based on research and frequency list of keyword associated with it. We see a different set of keywords this time. So this is super interesting that we can attack this from two different angles of best sellers as well as keywords searches. Through this search query, it brought back something different because now we see the average price of the book has actually dropped to $10.83. So, okay, really cool. We see the common topics and concepts are right here. It was a little bit more brief than it was on the other one, but it actually does kind of narrow it down a little bit more and you know what you're working with. Now, list of potential titles, mastering time management, strategies for enhanced productivity. Kind of like that one, not too bad. Time well spent, enhancing productivity and finding balance in a busy world. Okay, not too bad. It's looking like we're getting a little bit of the title and subtitles in here. So, I mean, it might mean that this is a bit redundant to look down this potential list, but let's just say one of those subtitles and the top ones aren't meshing with you. You're like, I don't like those. There are plenty of options down here, as you can see. In fact, I don't see a single one of these not being a subtitle. So you can see discover practical strategies to prioritize tasks and boost productivity. So we have so much that we can work with. Like we did last time, let's save this to a note. And this time we're going to go ahead and put down time management and productivity. And I'm going to put this down as search query. So that way I know the difference here. We're going to hit save on this one, and I'm going to make this available over at dalelinks.com/title. You can go directly inside my project folder and see some of the instances here that I actually shared. And I'm going to do a few extra ones as well here off of camera, so that way you can have a little bit more context. Again, if you'd like to get a 7-day free trial of Dibbly Create, go visit dalelinks.com/dibblycreate. That is the 7-day free trial of the Pro plan. Now that you have the title, why don't we see about diving deeper into fleshing out your next nonfiction book? This is only the third part in an 8-part series, so make sure you catch up to speed with this video and this video. See you there.